Hey, welcome back. It's Mickey Mikeworth, and we're going to talk about some of the things we've talked about in class for prosperity mindset. And the first thing I want to do is say thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being true to yourself. Thank you for going on this journey with me. That there are many things that we are doing in class that are, oh, they just require a lot of faith. And one of the things that you've heard me say a lot about is you are blessed to be a blessing. And also we talk about your journey. Prosperity is the ability to magnify, right? So when we look at the ability to magnify, what you have to focus on is what is the dot? What is the thing you are magnifying from? This is the hard work. I call this the pixel. So from this one dot, you're going to magnify your life. Now, some people have given this a dot that actually doesn't belong to them. So some people have given them a dot based on their profession. Oh, I'm a teacher. So now I'm going to see the whole world through a teacher's lens. Oh, I'm a mogul. Okay, I'm going to see the world through that. I'm a failure. I'm going to see the world through that. So prosperity is the ability to magnify from this one dot. So when I say to you, you are blessed to be a blessing, you want that dot to be meaningful to you. And there are so many people that come to me and go, I got to find my passion or my purpose or whatever. And I just go, okay, well, let's start at the basics. When you think about your life, and this is a little mushy and deep, but when you think about your life and the symbolism of everything that you are, there's only one thing that matters, and that's you. That's you saying, I matter. So it doesn't, I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget it. You're not wasting your life ever if you know you have value. You're never wasting your life if you know you have value. So part of being blessed to be a blessing is to say, hey, this dot that I'm going to magnify from is that I have value, or I bring value, or I am valuable. So think about that one pixel dot a lot more carefully. And for those of you who are in class, we talk about that. We try it on. Well, what if? What if the place I was magnifying from was something? The word radiant. What would your life look like then? How many blessings would you give? What would that look like? So when we are looking at prosperity in general, it's not one thing. It's the one thing that you magnify from that you really want to pay attention to. And I call that dot the pixel. And that dot is the most important thing you could focus on because you want to know in what ways your job every day can be giving favor, can be using your influence. You can use it for leadership. You can give interest in something that you just being interested is good fortune. That there are going to be 1,000 ways in every day that you can be thoughtful. Sometimes it's typing in a kind word to someone. Sometimes it's making sure that you don't amplify things that are horrible or untrue. Sometimes it is looking at your own ability to speak the truth because people lie and people lie about little things and you don't need to lie. You can just be you. And you is good enough. And you being you is actually worth more than you being fake. So blessed to be a blessing. We are blessed with the ability to give really boring things, charm, refinement. Sometimes that's what people are looking for me. That's the value I'll bring is how can we refine that idea? How can I mirror something back to you? You want to find the ways that you are a blessing. And so I would make a list of kind of the top 10 things. What are the top 10 things that you can do? And for me, one of the things that I can bring is levity. That I'm not going to take myself or the world too seriously, even though there's serious things. That when things are when things are horrible, when they're horrible, like the worst, yeah, that's when I'm coming in because I love it that when it's terrible, we'll fix it. And so when you think about that, that's utility. right? I'm there to do utility. You might be somebody that can see opportunity. You might be someone that can problem solve. You may have resources that you can bring. You may have just, what's the word I'm looking for? Respect for the process, that there is so much. Now, I can't ever tell anyone that I know what the universe has in store for them. I don't. But 60,000 hours I've put in to the one word, and that word is prosperity. 60,000 hours. I've had a 25-year career building amazing things in the world. Some have toppled to the ground and blown up. Some have gone on to have generations enjoy them. But I had to come knowing that I could be a blessing, and to really take favor in that concept of how can I bless you? And sometimes blessing is saying I'm out. Sometimes blessing is saying nothing. Sometimes the blessing is just being a witness. So you want to think about how you're going to be a blessing. And again, I don't know what your path is. I don't know what the universe has in store for you, but I will tell you what I do know from 60,000 hours. From 60,000 hours, I do know that this is a journey and that I'm willing to be on that journey with you. And I will tell you that probably 99% of the time, that just feels like strength to not be on the journey alone. That's why I'm also super thankful when you show up here, because you're not on the journey alone, that all the rest of us are out here making mistakes. We're having things screw up. I don't do everything right. And that's hilarious. I love the fact that I don't do it right all the time, that it doesn't make me less of a person, but it also is a reminder that I'm trying new stuff all the time. And that's a blessing. The opportunity to grow, the opportunity to fail. The opportunity to fail is sometimes the way to not go down the wrong path. So when you're thinking about your lessons this week, I want you to think about you are blessed to be a blessing. And isn't that fun to use your influence, to use your interests, to use your leadership, to build opportunity? That is a blessing. And you want to think about the ways that you are a blessing, and the way that you give recognition, the way you give endorsements, the reason that you do the things you do. You want to think about those things. For those of you who have seen me in class and I've put up my Google reviews, I only review small business owners. I only review people who are worthy. That I want to take my time to eat at a restaurant that needs my help, that needs someone else to see the picture I'm going to take. And we're at 7 million downloads of my pictures on Google Maps. 7 million. And why do I do that? Because it's a blessing. It's a blessing to go into a small business and say, do you mind? I'm going to hang around because I'm going to do a Google review today. And they're like, okay. But if they're a business owner, they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And that I will often tell them in advance of what I'm doing is I'll say, I'm going to be giving you a 5-star review today, and I'm going to put in some details. Let me check my facts before I post them, right? Blessed to be a blessing. We can co-create with people. We can give our influence. We can give our resources and recognition openly. And that is what I want you to think about this week, is what are, not if you're blessed to be a blessing, you are blessed. And that if you have some little chatter going on in the back of your mind that says you're not something, stop. Because I wrote it down. You're not ever wasting your life. You're not wasting your life if you know that you matter. If you matter in the world, whatever position that you are in that day is how you can make a difference. So some days the blessing is that I, was talking to a guy on the bus that I just asked him how his day was. And sometimes that's all the blessing I need to have. And another day, I'm maybe handing somebody a bottle of water who's not housed. Maybe the blessing I'm giving to a young person is that I like their glasses. There are many blessings that you can give. So think about it. Give it some value. Give it the value that it deserves, because being kind to someone can change their whole day. And we are in a world that is so ready to pounce on imperfection. And that doesn't need to stay, because you and I and everyone on here can make good choices, that we are blessed to be a blessing. And I am blessed that you even showed up today. So don't think for 1 second that I don't notice when you put a comment in, because I listen to them. I actually take your advice. That don't think for 1 minute that it's not worth you going, hey, thumbs up, because then someone else can get this message. If I were going to ask anything of you in class is to go, hey, maybe I should share this with someone so that they can remember that they too are a blessing, that I value them. So this is one of those things where sharing good news, sharing something that's supportive is super helpful. So don't think for a minute, I don't understand your blessing to me. And I will continue to give you blessings because we are blessed that way. So thanks for showing up. Thanks for doing the homework, because I give you homework all the time. And thanks for coming to class, because it's valuable and you are valuable. And you can throw anything away that is thinking that you're not, because you matter. And the things that you have to say to others matters. And the ways that you can, perk up somebody's day matters. So I will see you either right here or I'll see you in class. And my hope is always that I'll see you in class. Have a great week.